It is live.
Holy shit, StreamYard. You came through for me. Anyway, they delayed me last week, but since we're live without any issues.
Welcome to the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast. Join us around the pit as we talk all things barbecue. Now here is your host, Johnny Maggs.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Life Barbecue Podcast, episode 422, coming to you live from the Uncle Steve Shake Studios in Center Bonstead, New Hampshire. It's the podcast where we talk barbecue and a lot of other topics that you'd normally talk around the pit. Yes, eat on time, even Dutch Street, because I called them out on their bullshit from last week. And the fact of I give them $1,000 a year and they pull that crap with me. Anywho, thank you all for tuning in. It's Monday. Incredible. Great weekend. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Quick shout out. Just want to shout out my brother, Bill Purvis from Chicken Fried Barbecue for calling in the big righty on Saturday afternoon to come up and cook with him yesterday up at Cora. Couple top 10 calls, I think the 9th overall, and it was a good day. But yeah, Bill, if you're listening, brother, thank you so much for giving me the shout. I had a blast hanging up there with you. It's been too long, my friend, so thank you. Yeah, folks, it's Monday. We're good to go. So let's get into it. Tonight's episode brought to you by Uncle Steve Shake. What can I say, folks? Uncle Steve, everyone's favorite uncle. 19 amazing flavors. Soon to possibly be 20. Which, if he shows up, Uncle Steve, my box didn't show up today. So I'll be the last one to get it. But it's on the way. He wears all the hats. He's mixing the shake. He's bottling, labeling, packaging, shipping, answering emails, answering phone calls, sweeping the floor, taking out the trash. He's doing it all. If he has a question about your order, he'll reach out to you just to make sure he gets it right. Always fresh, always delicious. If you order today, he'll be mixing it probably within the next 24 to 48 hours. So when it arrives on your doorstep, you know it is the freshest shake possible when you get your hands on it. And now we're talking the original, the meat, thick meat, the Gator shake, the competition line, the magic ribs, Mi Amigo dessert shake. The list goes on and on. Check him out at UncleSteveShake.com. Follow along at Uncle Steve Shake Nation. Uncle Steve Shake, shake some on everything. Also brought to you by Joe's Meat Market, the Diamond of Royce City, Texas. Gabriel and his crew do an amazing job day in, day out, year after year. Always the highest grade of proteins available every day. Fresh produce brought in daily. For us comp and backyarders, he's got us covered too. Multiple lines of rub seasoning sauces, injections, marinades, including the Joe's Meat Market house line of seasonings and spices. Check that out now. Joe's Meat Market, an official Nomad Grill dealer. So Nomad Grills, Nomad Fire Sticks, Nomad Charcoal. One-stop shop for everything Nomad. And while you're there, and feeling a little hungry, he's got you covered too. Gabriel's mom's behind the counter whipping up some of the freshest cuisine out there. So grab a plate, grab a bowl, sit down with the boys, make a new friend, talk barbecue, talk. We are coming up on football, aren't we? I have to do it. Talk about that for at least the next couple weeks, how the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl until we do actual kickoff, and that's the end of that. Had to, boys from Texas. I had to. I'm sorry. Maybe not. Anyway, go Patriots. If you're ever in the Royce City area, swing by Joe's Meat Market and tell them I sent you. And remember, folks, Joe's Meat Market for the win. Last but not least, brought to you by the Champions Barbecue Alliance. The 2026 Road to Barbecue Greatness runs through New England this season and beyond. The New England Triple Crown is back for year 2 and bringing the next battle for the belt buckle with it, including introducing the 2026 Uncle Steve Shake New England Triple Crown, sanctioned by the Champions Barbecue Alliance. 3 competitions, 3 states, 1 champion. This isn't a one-weekend win. It's a season-long battle for consistency and barbecue fire. Well, New Hampshire is in the books. Rhode Island is in the books. That means there's 1 left. The weekend, September 11th through the 13th. The Camp Harkness Beachside Smoke Showdown in Waterford, Connecticut. All 4 meets, a couple jackpots, in the very special Unified Queue on Saturday. Check that out. Very special event. Registration is still open, so want to dip your toes in the water in the competition side and the beach because it's right there. Sign up, baby. Get your spot, reserve it, and give it a run for it. Registration is open. Step up and show out. Powered by Uncle Steve Shake. All right. Let's see who I have in here so far. I know Daddy Dutch first in. What's happening? NBL, what's going on? Larry Vaughn, afternoon from South Jersey. Crest, what's happening? And that's about it right now. See, they're all thrown off because last week I was like 20 minutes late. God wouldn't let me go fucking live. But now I'm on time, so everyone's thrown off. But anyway, let's get rolling into it. Oh, guys, this one was some times coming. Let me tell you, this is a fucking. Let me introduce. Then we'll tell the funny story. I've known this gentleman a bunch of years now. We both started in the infancy of New England Pit Masters and have worked our way up, me on the pod and the competition and him on the food trailer and catering side. He has some type of affection for cooking that swamp donkey gator, and we're going to figure out that so much that he took the damn name. In more ways than one. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Gator Pit BBQ, Gator himself, Eric Raadmae. What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Good, man. Glad we could do this. Happy that we could do this. You know, the funny parts, as I was saying, was a couple months ago. I'm at Restaurant Depot after work checking out the briskets because, you know, I'm addicted and, you know, I got to get my fill, my quick little fix. But looking to see if they had anything decent for the comps. And, you know, so I'm standing there and all of a sudden I hear, Mags, what the hell? And there you are, you and your wife.
Yeah.
You know, walked right by and, you know, we're chatting and you were. And I was like, dude, we got to get something on the show. We got something on the show. And you were just getting ready to get into shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, after that happens, we'll get in touch. We'll do that. Well, of course, you know how that shit goes.
Yeah.
And then I was talking literally on the phone the other day with Daddy Dutch, and he'll vouch for this. He goes, hey, who you got for next? Wait a minute. Was it next Monday? Or however it worked, and I'm like, dude, I'm waiting for one of the guys, another food truck.
Yeah,
because I'm making my way down the list, and I had talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he's like, let me talk to this one, and we'll get back into you. Okay. Yeah, nothing. I go, dude, he's got Friday 5:00 tonight, or else that's it. I'm moving down, and I'm gonna call Gator. That was at 11:00 that morning.
Yeah.
Fast forward to about 6:30, 7 o'clock in Hooksett, New Hampshire Walmart. As I'm walking down the rice aisle, who's walking down the opposite rice aisle but Gator? I go, that's it. It has to be done. He goes, what's up? I go, nothing. Let's do this right now. What are you doing Monday night? Nothing. It's the day off. I'm like, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. So here we are. Here we are. Tom's Food Factory, what's up? Jesse, what's up? Hey, Tom, try not to ban anyone this evening. Just saying. Um, but Gator, thanks, man, for taking the time to
Thanks for
join
having
me. Gonna tell your story and everything, and your addiction to gators and how that works. So before we get into anything, please tell everybody who you are, what you do or what you did and what you're now doing, how you got into barbecue and what led to the food trailer
Yeah.
and the catering.
Well, obviously, name's Eric Raadmae, and I own Gator Pit BBQ. Started out just in the backyard, jumped into NEP back when there's only a few guys in, really. And basically, I don't know, just kind of progressed from there. We were doing the, during COVID, when we were doing the virtual competitions, if you will.
Yep.
I mean, I was doing all those every week and whatnot. And then we had the open category. And that's when I said, fuck it, and threw my hat in the ring, got an alligator. And that's basically what started this shit show. And it's been all downhill since then. But after I did that first one, I realized, like, it's not something that you can find in New England. Especially, doing barbecue and all that. It's really kind of a niche market. And I mean, I've got people driving down from 2 states away just to come try some gator. So, I mean, it definitely draws people in for sure. It's something that's unique that you can't just go anywhere and get. So basically I ran with it, and, after needing a hip replacement and whatnot, doing, HVAC and industrial maintenance, sitting on the couch for a couple months and still cooking barbecue and catering gigs and stuff like that. And that's when I said, you know what, if ever there was a time to pull the trigger and, just go all in, now's it. So we took out a loan, got the trailer and all the equipment and stuff and all my licenses, permits, all that. And here we are 2 years later. Well, a year and a half later.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Chris Rosinski, what's happening, man? But yeah, like you when we were talking the other day, a little over a year and all that, and you're soaring with it. You're doing great. You got a great setup. You had shown me pictures of the place. Now tell everybody, like, where you're set up every day and what goes on, because you were saying that place brings a crowd.
Oh, yeah. So it's at the Field of Dreams in Salem, New Hampshire. It's pretty much right next door to the high school, directly across the street from the Salem District Court. There's basically like a wooden castle playground in one part of the park, for your kids and stuff like that. There's trails out in the woods. And last year they just finished construction on a new stage setup, pavilion. So last year they started doing free concerts every Friday. All kinds of different genres of music, whether it be country, 80s rock, whatever. But it's pretty cool. So they do that on Fridays all summer long. And then on Tuesdays, we usually do like a movie night for the kids. They have New England Sound and Audio come in and they set up actually like a modular TV screen, if you will. It's all just cubes that click together. They're all wired in series, and it doesn't matter if it's middle of the day, you can see it crystal clear like you're sitting in your living room watching TV. It's not like the old days with a projector and, you can't see anything. So that draws a pretty big crowd too. So, I mean, basically we're there all week, just serving lunches, dinners, stuff like that. But then like the real bread and butter is those event nights and stuff like that. And I mean, when the first day we started last year, it was June 20th, and they had a Journey Foreigner cover band come in. The lead singer, actually, he got some notoriety from, I think it was America's Got Talent or something like that. He actually he quit that band, and he is out now the lead singer from Chicago. They just played down at Great Woods, I think 2 weeks ago. And that was actually his first gig as being lead singer for Chicago.
Oh, no shit. So yeah, it would have been a couple weeks ago because they were also up here in Guilford.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the guy that's the president of the board over at the Field of Dreams, he ended up going to see him, and he's friends with the guy. That's how they got him in last year to come and perform. So he wanted to go see him in Guilford, but he was actually going to be away on vacation, so he had to go down and the old Great Woods.
Yep.
You know, and he went down there to catch him, but I couldn't get away, so sucks, but it is what it is.
No, absolutely. Isn't it funny that place has changed names like 8 times, but it's still
always
to
Great Woods.
everybody, it's Great Woods.
Yeah.
You know, Great Woods, the young one. I don't know. Tweeter Center, Xfinity Center.
The Fleet Center, I think, at one point.
Something. It was everything under the sun. But yeah, no. To this day, everybody just calls it Great Woods.
Yeah.
It's like
eventually maybe management will catch on and just friggin' bring the name back.
Catch on and just bring the name back. Great Woods. You know,
really.
But no, you got to get that advertising money.
Yeah.
By hanging the name on the side of the building. But no, that's great. Like you said, you were telling me all the stuff with the concerts and the movie nights and everything that they have going on there. Now, how as far as the trailer goes, what's your typical season? You know, start to finish. Obviously, depending on the weather around here.
Yeah. So last year we actually started for that June 20th show, the cover band show. That was probably like the biggest show of the year last year. Suck part was I had never even so much as lit my griddle, my fry-later, nothing. Like that was our intro to running the trailer, was looking out the window and seeing a sea of like 3,500 people going, holy shit. Like we just went from the frying pan to the fire.
Yeah.
But we pulled it through. The only problem, like I was telling you the other night, we had the fry-later cut out on me all of a sudden. And like, you know, mid-service, we're like, what the hell? And got it going and did it again, got it going and it did it again. And didn't figure it out until the next day that it was my HVAC ductless split unit that was blowing on towards where the exhaust comes out. And it was just enough back pressure to blow out the pilot every time. So we figured that out. And now that we figured it out, we haven't had that problem anymore. But that was definitely an interesting night, to say the least, for your, you know, first time running the trailer and all the equipment.
Yeah, for sure.
We pulled it off, though. I mean, it wasn't a failure, so I'll take that.
Yeah, no, that's it. You know, baptism by fire.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's it. And you know, I think, you know, starting out like that is kind of good because, like you said, you had 3,500 people there. You didn't know if one person was going to walk up to the trailer or 3,500.
Yeah.
And you know, the pilot lights are going on. You can't do this, can't do that. It's like, oh, so, you know, getting through that, the rest of this kind of seems like a breeze.
It really kind of is, too. Because
any issue that pops up, it's like, hey, it could be worse. It could have been open at night.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. No, I mean, even, you know, since then, we've had other big crowds and stuff like there, you know, whatnot. We had Recycle Percussion play there last year. That was a huge crowd. And there was a couple good bands that even this year, you know, we just had the last show for the summer on Friday. So the summer concert series is over for now. We've got there's like charity bike rides that we're doing out of the park. There's a couple of other things and stuff like that. You know, Saturday they're doing like a family fun day where they shut down the whole street. They're going to have other food trucks and stuff, but they're actually down the street at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
Last year they did the something called a Celebration. It was, you know, for the 250th or whatever. And I guess a lot of the food truck people were pissed off because everybody was coming to us because the main event was at the stage, which is my trailer's right next to the stage. So people aren't going to go 2 blocks down the road to go get something to eat from a food truck when there's a food truck right next to the stage for the show that they're watching. So we get all the business from that, which is kind of good because we got a total captive market. I'm the only one there that's, you know, selling food. They have their concession stand, but their concession stand, they're doing like drinks. They've got the liquor license, so they, you know, have beers and stuff like that. But other than that, they do snacks and ice cream and stuff. And that was the agreement, was during events, they sell that stuff. We don't sell any of it. We just sell the food. If somebody says, "Oh, I want a hamburger and a soda," well, here's your hamburger, but you got to go over there to go get the soda.
Over there to get the soda.
Kind of a pain in the ass for the customers, but at the same time, it's the agreement we agreed upon. And when we don't have events going on, I can sell whatever the hell I want, really. So
yeah,
it's not a bad deal.
No, that ain't bad. And like you said, when there is something like that going on, you got your stake in it, and you're making money for being there, and they get their taste too without being completely shut out.
Yep.
So no, that's a fair agreement.
Yep, and it ends up being a benefit having us there because it brings more people to the park. Because now people can, they don't have to bring food with them and this and that. They can just come to the park, get something to eat, sit on the grass, hang out, whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now the catering, are you running that seasonally too, or are you kind of running that all year long? If
pretty
people
much
are
all
interested
year
in the dead,
that pretty much we could do all year. The suck part about owning a trailer is the fact that it's seasonal, because by law I have to have gray water and a freshwater tank. Freshwater tank, I can keep that from freezing because it's inside the trailer, but the gray water tank is tucked up underneath the trailer.
Yeah.
And if it's 10 below out, how are you going to keep that from freezing?
You can't. Yeah.
So basically, I'm dictated by the weather as far as if I can or can't open. And if I look at the forecast and I see that it's going to be, 3 degrees out for the next week, well, that's it. I just put antifreeze in the tank, and that's it. Put it to bed for the winter.
No, absolutely. So run it till you basically can't do it anymore.
Pretty much.
Before it starts costing on burst pipes and tanks. Yeah. And
like last year, I kind of screwed up last year. I called it a date of, I just said November 1st, we're just going to shut it down. It was beautiful all November. Like, yeah. I'm like, I could have stayed open. And hindsight's 20/20, but this year I'm going to see if I can push it a little further and,
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Kind of play that one by ear, because you don't want to do, because if you go, oh yeah, we're the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, night before Thanksgiving, that's our last day. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're getting a blizzard on Halloween.
Yeah,
up here, it's just Murphy's Law.
Yep,
it comes up here. As soon as you put something in stone, something happens and screws it all up weather-wise.
Yeah.
But no, I can see that, yeah. But you also, with, being one of the New England, in New Hampshire, especially food trucks, you had a nice week for yourself.
I had a pleasant surprise Friday morning from my buddy Bob. Texted me and said, check this out, and sent me a picture, and I almost had to pick my jar up off the floor.
Yep. One of the local news stations, WMUR, does a like a People's Choice every year for different businesses, different business genres, if you will. One of them is barbecue, and so it runs for I don't know, a couple weeks.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe a month, 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, something like that.
3-4 weeks, and you can go on the website and vote for in this case, your favorite barbecue place in the area.
Yeah.
And that runs through, and then you, I guess it's our version of Texas Monthly.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
The top 50.
New England Monthly.
Now, mind you, like you had said, you've been at this little over a year, between a year and a year and a half.
Yeah.
And you pull a
fourth place
out of New Hampshire or New England, however they do it.
Yeah.
And that was
two of the teams that beat me were 603 Barbecue, which obviously I wouldn't doubt that for a second, just knowing them. And then the winner actually was Messy Mike's.
Yep. Yeah.
So that's good competition to be around. I'll take that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like you were saying, especially with, how long the people on that list have been open and in business.
Yeah.
And you being quote unquote, the new
guy.
guy,
Yeah.
to come in and, finish fourth overall out of it. Dude, you're doing something right, brother.
Yeah.
And the people are talking. And also with that stuff, that list came out and they're going to go, okay, I didn't hear of this Gator Pit BBQ. Well, let me go check it out.
Yep. I've already noticed business has picked up since Friday.
Yeah, because all that starts that chain reaction.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me go right down the list or start backwards and work my way up.
The only thing that sucked about it was MUR listed us as Gator Pit BBQ of Hooksett, New Hampshire. And I'm like, we're not in Hooksett. So I actually, Friday morning, I had to wait till 8:30. I called MUR and I was like, hey, you guys said that, I won 4th place. That's cool, whatever. But you guys said I'm in Hooksett and I'm actually in Salem. I'm like, is there any way we can change that? Because otherwise, if people are trying to find me, they're going to be driving around Hooksett and I'm going to be 3 towns away.
Yeah.
So the guy was like, actually, yeah, I can change it right now. So he changed it and that was all good. So now it's reflects and says Salem.
Yeah. Because, folks, for those who know, Salem, New Hampshire is located at exit 1 on 93.
Yeah.
Hooksett is exit 10.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a
little bit of a gap.
Yeah. But no, getting that changed out for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, brother. All right. So the Gator thing started, like you were saying, back during COVID when we were in New NEP, we were doing the virtual cook on Saturdays. Someone would do one and host a live and do the cook through the whole thing. And, everybody kept engaged and everything. It was a great thing.
We actually should bring that back. It was a pretty cool time. Yeah,
it was a cool time. So that's where the Gator started. Now, like I said,
then came Bedlam. And
yes,
Mr. Len Will was like, you need to cook a gator. I'm like, all right, I'll cook a gator.
No, absolutely. And that one. Now, then you got into it consistently. Now, is there one place you always order your gators from, or do you kind of bounce around?
I've got like 3 or 4 different places that I'll go through. There was actually one place in particular called Big Pops that I used to order a lot of them from. Unfortunately, that guy passed away back in last May, last year. So his site has gone dark, and that's it. Nobody in the family wanted to take over. The guy was in his mid 80s, mid to late 80s, so he was up there in age. But guy was a real cool guy. I'd sit there and I'd call him just to ask a price on something, and I'd be on the phone with the guy for an hour. The guy just wouldn't stop talking, and he was like, every time you take you get a gator from us, can you do me a favor and send me pictures of the finished product and whatnot? So I'd send it to him. If you look up Big Pops Alligators on Facebook, all the pictures of the gators on his Facebook page, most of them are mine.
Nice. Now is it because you do the different ones? Because I bought in one gator in my life, and if I remember correctly, it was from the Louisiana Crawfish Company.
Yep.
Now, going through the different ones, how hard is it? Because do you normally look for a certain weight and basically what these companies have available for you?
Yes and no. I mean, it kind of depends too. Like if if I'm doing it for like a customer, it's up to them how big of a gator do they want, number one, and number two, how much money do you want to spend? Because I mean, you can get up to a 10-foot gator if you want, but you're going to pay for it. I mean, like the one that's on my background, I did that one Saturday morning.
Yes.
That was a 24-pound gator. That ended up being about $550 shipped next day. So not too bad. But other places, some of them that I was looking at, was it Cajun Grocer, I think is where we got this one. But a couple of the other places I looked at, they wanted like $200 to ship them. And I'm like, yeah, no. And when I went to place the order for this one, we went through the whole ordering process and went to check out, and it said shipping charge $3.99. I'm like, Done.
Done.
We're shipping that thing now. So yeah, we ended up getting that one in and cooking it up for the president of the board over at the Field of Dreams.
Oh, nice. Greg Pino, what's happening, brother? Tim, great seeing you this weekend. Tim Rogers, what's happening, brother? Chris Rosinski, yeah, he remembers Bedlam.
Yeah.
I remember when he did that Gator at Bedlam. First time he had it, and it was so good.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So, okay, well, that was a great one. So, do you remember the first time you personally had Gator?
That one that we did for the virtual comp.
So you've never had it in your life.
Nope.
So the first time you had it is the one you cooked.
Correct.
No shit.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know if I was going to screw it up or what, but it came out good. So.
I remember mine vividly. We were down at Daytona Bike Week. Had to have been 2005. I think 2004 was fantastic. The weather kind of sucked in 2005. All right, we'll call it 2005. So we used to stay outside in the Lake Mary, outside of Daytona in the Lake Mary area. And the weather was just shit. It was cold, rainy. I'm like, motherfucker, I could have stayed home.
Yeah,
and froze my ass off.
Yeah.
You know, but fuck it. We're out there, so we're on the bike. So we're just driving around that Lake Mary, Florida area. And we see a place set down on the left. It's called what's called the Jolly Gator. Well, and you know, the big Budweiser sign. Well, they got beer, so let's swing on in, right? So we pull up, and you know, we're parking the bikes, and I just hear this screaming guitar, blues, right? I'm like, okay, we're on to something. So we go in there. And apparently from New England, and we go places down south, we talk extremely fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to the table, and the waitress, sweet little thing, comes up. Hey, what can I get y'all? And I'm like, okay, we need 3 Budweisers, 2 Bud Lights, a Miller Lite, and 2 Coors Lights.
And she's like, whoa, slow down.
He goes, huh?
Yeah.
The fucking dude stops playing guitar, right? No word of a lie. You can't make this shit up if you wrote it. He goes, Amanda, he needs 3 Budweisers, 2 Bud Lights, a Miller Lite, and 3 Coors Lights. I go, huh? He goes, Revere.
No shit.
I'm like, okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
You know, so then we're like, you know, we're going to get some apps, and they had the alligator on it. And it's like, all right, cool. He's like, well, let's get the alligator sampler. Well, how would you like it? No fucking idea. No idea.
Yeah.
How does it come? She goes, oh, we deep fry it, and you know, we could do like little nugget subs and sandwiches, and or you get the sampler, and that's, you know, fried buffalo and Cajun.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. God damn, it was so good. You know, because, you know, everything tastes like chicken. Yeah. Not so much. But if you do it right, and we'll get into that in a minute, but it was fantastic. It was, you know, it was deep fried, so you had the batter and the seasoning and all that. But it was somewhere between a chicken and like a pork loin.
I usually tell people when they ask, I'll say it's somewhere between chicken and like a firm whitefish, but without the fishy taste.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work too. Yeah. But, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And it's like, oh, man, I got to go. And like I said, I've been dying to do another one. But it was like, damn, you know, now that I'm out, you know, living in the sticks, you know, ain't too many visitors up this way anymore.
Yeah.
But no. So now, you know, you did the first one for Bedlam. Now, how much research after that first one during COVID?
Yeah.
The second one, obviously, Bedlam. How much research did you do to go, how the hell do I cook this fucking thing?
Not really too much. I mean, I kind of just winged it. I watched a couple of like YouTube videos and stuff like that. I saw people, where they would wrap it in bacon, some not. A couple different ways to try to cook it. I decided to wrap it with bacon. Like, so in the tail you get 4 tubes basically. Those are your kind of like your sirloins, I guess you could say. But in between those tubes is where all the fat builds up, and the fat does not render out like it does out of beef or pork or anything like that. So you actually have to get in there and try to clean as much of that fat off of there, because that will give you a fishy taste the more you leave in. So you want to try to get as much of that shit out of it as you can. And then, I pierce the tail and put in like little cloves of garlic and stuff like that into it. And then on the second one, I decided, I was like, you know what, why don't we stuff it? So the one for Bedlam, we actually stuffed that with jambalaya and dooley sausage and whatnot, and I had my wife sewed the belly back up, and, we did the bacon wrap on it, and on the smoker it went. Actually, I thought it was going to take longer than it really took to cook. It only took probably 4.5 hours, something like that, to cook.
Oh, that's not bad. What temperature you roll
250
them at? 250. Okay.
Except for like right towards the end, I noticed that the bacon was still looking a little, not really raw, but just not cooked. So I bumped it up to like 275 a little bit, and just kind of wanted to crisp up that bacon a little bit, and that was it. I mean, good to go. Interesting. So
like you were saying, that one behind you was 25 pounds.
Yeah.
How much bacon does it take
I don't know.
Wrap
how many packs of bacon do we use?
Bacon?
I want to say it was 4 packs. 5 packs. 5 packs.
That's not bad.
It's actually not. Well, I mean, you're not wrapping the whole thing either. Like, you're not going all the way around. You know what I mean? So, I mean, basically, it's just a dressing you're putting over.
The dressing on top of, but still, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Because a 24-pounder is.
I want to say that's probably about
how long? We're talking 4 or 5 feet.
Yeah.
And obviously the tail's what you really want to.
Correct. Yeah.
To have packed. The rest of it, all right. How much meat can you actually get off the gator? So you get the tail itself, then you get into the body.
The body is not a whole lot.
Tough? Yeah.
There's not a whole lot. I mean, you got some rib meat, you got some on the back, you get the cheek meat, you got some neck meat, stuff like that, and then you get the legs, which is more of like a dark meat. But you don't get a whole hell of a lot off the body itself. The majority of the meat is, in the tail.
Nice.
That's the good stuff.
That's what I thought. But yeah, because there was so much way to do it, and like you were saying, trying to thinking about doing it like maybe once a week at the trailer.
So that's what we're doing now. Is every Thursday we're doing something. So I picked up like 12 pounds of just chunk gator meat. At first I was trying to deep fry it, and I think basically it's just kind of a shitty cut of meat because it's real tough. I mean, we've tried it half a dozen ways, trying to figure out, how can I deep fry it and whatnot. And every time I cooked it, it comes out like a rubber eraser. So, now I'm like, well, what the hell am I going to do? I just spent almost $300 on all this meat. Now I got to find a way to use it for sure. Plus, I know people want to taste it. They want to experience it and whatnot. So that's why I said, all right, screw it. I'm just going to start, doing something once a week. I mean, I got all this gator meat to go through. And if it works out, then I'll just continue on and just keep buying it and just keep doing it. And so far it's actually been working out pretty good because, like I said, I've got people hitting me up on Messenger or calling me or whatnot. People coming down from Maine, Vermont. Like, I got one guy coming up from Rhode Island. Like, he's like, "Oh, you got any gator?" And I'm like, "Nope, not today, but we'll have it on Thursday." And the guy's like, "All right, I'll be there," and shows up. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And their mind is just blown when they show up because they're just like, "Oh my god!" Like especially like on Saturday, we had guys show up, and I had the whole gator that was sitting on the cooler that's in the picture. So people were showing up, and they were like, I'd take the tinfoil off and show them, and they were like, "Oh my god!" So everybody's taking pictures of it, and everybody's mind was just blown. Nobody's seen that around here.
No, yeah, I think no one's expecting to actually see an alligator.
Exactly, yeah.
They're more so,
little chunks of meat in,
Yeah,
a jambalaya or gumbo or something, but to see the whole gator sitting right in front of you.
Oh yeah. People are used to going to the grocery stores or the butcher market. Oh, we're having beef. You walk in there, you ain't seen a cow.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're seeing the package and the chicken. There ain't feathers flying in the air.
Yeah.
But you get gator. Okay, then you lift it up and it's actual fucking gator. Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What do you think it was?
And it's funny too, like you get two opposite ends of the spectrum as far as the reaction is the people that are like, ew, I'm not touching that. And then you get people like, oh my God, that's awesome. Like I need some of that. So it's funny.
Now, all right, I'll ask because this is my question because I'm inquisitive. Out of all these gators, how many people? Well, I guess if you're doing it for a customer, at that point the gator's theirs. They can do what the hell they want with it. But if it's just you, how many gator heads you have floating around that house of yours?
Oh, geez. Probably, I'm going to say at least half a dozen, if not more.
Yeah.
I got one on the dashboard of my truck that one of my neighbors gave me.
Okay. Now, if you cook it, then obviously, you get rid of the rest, but, you keep the head. Does the skin stay after being cooked?
Yes, it
or is
does.
it one of these you got to kind of boil it like they do with gear to get it off?
The only thing I've noticed is you got to put it somewhere, like you can literally put it on your counter in the kitchen. As long as it's just in a dry, and when I say cool, at least room temperature type temperature, it's not 90 degrees or whatever,
Yeah.
Not moist or anything like that. Because if you get that, it's just going to rot and turn to shit. But if you can just leave it alone and just let it sit there, it'll just dry itself out. It'll harden up and it's permanent.
Oh, that's badass.
And that's pretty cool.
Badass. Because I was asking, I go, man, he's got to have, because that's what I've always said. I need a gator head and I need a rattlesnake tail.
That's something actually I want to do next is try to do some smoked rattlesnake.
Don't.
Why?
Don't. Dude, it is. You're going to spend so much fucking time trying to get the meat off
the millions of bones.
It is.
Yeah.
It is not worth it. And unless you find some out of this world award-winning, Michelin star fucking chef recipe, it's going to taste like garbage. I've had rattlesnake before and you can't get all the bones out. You can't do it.
Yeah.
There's so many.
It's like trying to eat a pig roll or something.
Yeah.
It's just all bone.
It's tough as all get out.
Really?
You got to soak it for like days.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't taste good. I've had different snake before when I'd be out west, visiting family and stuff. And it was pretty good. But we had that rattlesnake once, and it was like, yo,
good to know.
What
then
the hell is it? Yeah, no, just go for the rattle.
Yeah,
that's all you need. Leave the rest of it. Leave the rest of it wherever the hell it's found. And I tell my boo, this is the thing. I'm saying that's the one thing I want, a goddamn rattlesnake tail. And a bunch of my buddies that I know you fuckers are listening, they shoot multiple ones every week down there in Texas. I know one, Eric. He shoots multiples a day at his hunting lodge. Like, yo, brother, cut me a piece of ass there for a second.
Yeah,
stick
it in the mail.
Stick it in the mail. Fucking having them shake that package showing up.
Yeah, really.
Oh, but yeah, no, that's freaking cool. That's freaking cool. So you stuffed it and you're running it on the trailer now. You said you stuffed, bacon. Do you ever have you ever played with injections with it, with the tail?
I haven't. Usually when we get them, I mean, they're frozen as solid as a bowling ball. So usually I'll leave it out for a day in the bag to let it semi-thaw. If I were to leave it out, it'd probably take a damn week to thaw out, or if I stuck it in the fridge to thaw it out. So I'll leave it. Now I'll put it like on the stove or something like that in the bag. Just let it thaw out overnight, and then the next day I'll actually take like a big cooler. I'll fill that thing with, I'll go to Shaw's or Market Basket, Walmart, whatever. I'll pick up like six to 10 gallons of orange juice, bags of lemons, limes, oranges, and basically just give it a heavy citrus brine overnight. I'll do like probably 2 to 3 cups of kosher salt. Take 1 gallon, put that in a pot on the stove. Melt down the salt, dump the salt and the orange juice into the brine, and then a couple bags of ice so it doesn't get too warm. You don't obviously food safety and whatnot. You got to keep it at a certain temperature, but keep the ice in it overnight, and as the ice slowly melts, the gator slowly melts, and usually by the next day it's thawed out, limber, and you can kind of do what you want with it.
Nice. All right, admit it. You at times you've thrown that over your shoulder and you chase kids around.
I have.
Before it goes on the pit. You have to. You have to. Sorry, you have to. Or show somebody and kind of have your fingers on the back of the head.
Yep.
Oh, the childish shit we do.
All right.
Oh no, absolutely. Oh, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome. So with the food truck trailer itself, what is, obviously you said you're doing the Gator about once a week and different things with that. But what is your your regular standard
what, like hours and stuff?
Standard hours, standard menu, what are you gonna have? Obviously with being a barbecue, there's always the chance of, selling out and all that. But
that's
I know
kind of
guys,
like a double-edged sword, because it's like I like selling out because, well, I'm not throwing anything away, but at the same time I hate selling out because
you could have made more money, because
you could have made more money, and if the customer showed up, you had to turn them away or tell them we don't have any more or whatever, so that kind of sucks. But basically we're there Tuesday through Saturday. We're there 11 to 7, except for like the nights, like concert nights and stuff like that. We'll be there till 10 o'clock, whatever. Like Saturdays and Friday kind of sucked. We had a catered a party for the Boys and Girls Club on Friday, and she hit me up on Thursday asking, can you cater a party for us tomorrow? Because I guess they had a food truck scheduled and the guy bailed on them like last minute. So she drove down the street, hit us up, and I'm like, yeah, I guess we can. Literally, we were just getting ready to leave to go to Restaurant Depot, actually, when this girl walked up. So I'm like, your timing's perfect, because here's my catering menu. Pick what you want, and whatever you want, we're going to get it like right now. She's like, okay. So she basically did. She sent somebody down. Usually I'll take like, a 50% deposit ahead of time. And, then the balance is due when I usually drop everything off. But she's like, nope, I'm just going to pay for it up front. She actually overpaid. And when I called her about it, and I was like, hey, you kind of overpaid, just to let you know. And, if you want, I can reimburse you or whatever. She's like, nope, just keep it. He's like, that's fine. You're doing us a huge favor. But I had to be at the trailer by, 2:30, 3 o'clock Friday morning to have everything cooked, because they wanted it all delivered by 11:30. So like crunch time. But then the suck part was we had the concert Friday night. So it ain't like I was leaving at 7 Friday. I had to stay for the whole concert as well. So talk about driving us all day. That was a long day. And then we got home, and I had to get up again early the next morning, because we had to get down there for the same time on Saturday to get the Gator cooking, because they needed that. So it was a long weekend, and needless to say, we slept quite a bit on Sunday. And it was after that, it was kind of fuck the world, just keep the curtains closed and shut the lights.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Matt? Oh no, it's crazy, because that's one thing people don't think of. Okay, yeah, on a food truck, there needs to be preparation. Just like a restaurant, you come in early, you get your stuff done.
Yeah.
On barbecue, you got to come in a whole hell of a lot earlier.
Yeah.
There's either shifts or or some of them have, the different smokers on there that would allow someone to, throw meat on and then leave.
Yeah.
Go home, come back at 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And start dealing with for the day with that. The meat's ready to come off, or really ready to wrap anyway. And instead of going, okay, it's 2 a.m. Here I am,
Yeah.
and okay, let's go, start to finish right there. And yeah, it's a different animal.
Yeah.
It's a different animal. And yeah, you got the good times, you get the bad times, but it all works. You're cooking barbecue and you're doing
It's
something
fun.
you fucking love. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yep. At the end of the day, I'm doing something that's fun to do, and it tastes good. So what the hell? Why not?
No, absolutely, brother. Absolutely. But brother, I thank you for your time, man. Where can everybody find you social media wise?
Social media, it's Gator Pit BBQ NH on whether it be Facebook or Instagram. Email is gatorpitbbqnh@gmail. And that's it. Basically, I'm working on trying to get a website going now, just so I can start doing like online orders and stuff like that, and use that since the concert series is now done for the summer. Find another way to keep bringing in more revenue and customers.
No,
So
absolutely.
hopefully I'll get that rolling pretty soon and be able to hit the street running.
That's it. You know what you should do? Take a couple of them gator heads, set up like gator head bocce or something.
Yeah.
Gator head cornhole. Fucking put them up at an angle and
You gotta get the bag through its mouth.
Through the mouth. Yep. No. 10 points. Let's rip. Start the league. keep people coming down there. But like you said, folks, if you're in the area of the Field of Dreams in Salem, New Hampshire, exit 1 off of 93, and exit 1, and literally,
basically, you just drive straight. Yeah, it's a straight shot. You turn left into
28.
You cross 28, and you take the second road on the left. It's Jaramonte Drive, and we're right down on the left. Basically,
Nice.
Even if you don't see the trailer, you'll see the district court on the right, and if you will sitting in their driveway waiting to pull out, and you look across the street, there's the trailer.
There's a trailer. Perfect, brother. But man, like you said, man, thank you so much. This was fun hearing the story and talking some gator. This might be the first, at least definitely the first in-depth cooking alligator conversation ever here. So that's it. You've officially become a goddamn trivia question.
And I've popped your gator cherry.
That's right, baby. That's right. But Eric, brother, thank you so much, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Keep me abreast on shit you got going on, and we'll definitely do it again at some point.
And I'm sure I'll bump into you somewhere.
Oh hell yeah! Let's see. We've got Restaurant Depot, Walmart. Where else you want to go? You want to shoot for Market Basket next?
Hey, you never know.
Next door.
You never know.
We'll play grocery shopping bingo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But all right, brother, I appreciate you.
Same.
Yeah. So guys, go social medias, check them out. Great pictures, great food, great guy.
Get some good food.
That's it. Field of Dreams, Salem, New Hampshire. Let's go. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. Catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. On YouTube, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. You have every episode right at your fingertips. Audio, find the audio wherever audio podcasts are found. We're on all the platforms. Questions and comments, please send them to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Like always, subscribe, rate, and review. Hit that share button. And until next week, keep the smoke rolling.
Absolutely.